Hi everyone. In this session, we are going to explore the attributes of HTML tags. When we talk about attributes, those who play games might find this concept familiar. Here, I've prepared an image for you. This is a character from a game, and you can see that it has several attributes like strength, speed, shooting, passing, and technique. These attributes give us a better understanding of a character's abilities. So, what's the purpose of attributes in HTML tags? Let's dive into the code to find out. Open the folder for today's lesson and create a new text file. Open it and write a progress tag. Do you remember this kind of tag? It has an opening tag and a closing tag. What do we call it? That's right. It's a paired tag. Now double-click this file and open it in your browser. Let's see what it looks like. After opening, we can see a progress bar on the screen. Now let's enhance this tag by adding some attributes. In the opening tag, after the word progress, type a space. This space is critical as it separates the tag name from the attributes. Next, type the word value, followed by an equal sign and double quotes. Inside the quotes, write 11. Then type another space and add the attribute max equals double quotes 25. What does this mean? Reload the browser and take a look. The progress bar now reflects specific values. Similar to the attributes in the game character card, here we have an actual value of 11 and a maximum value of 25. Let's add a label, strength, in front of the progress bar. Now you can see that this looks similar to the attribute bar on the character card, right? Let's look back to the code. What we just added are attributes of the tag. Here, value and max are called attribute names. The numbers inside the quotes, like 11 and 25 here, are the attribute values. Value equals 11 means the value attribute has a value of 11. Max equals 25 means the max attribute has a value of 25. One important detail is you cannot write attribute names or values arbitrarily because they are defined by the W3C standards. For instance, if you misspell value as value, save the file, and reload the browser, then the progress bar will revert to its default state. This is because the browser doesn't recognize the attribute name and doesn't know what you want it to do. Similarly, if you write an invalid attribute value, for example, let's write a letter A here, and then reload the browser won't know how to render the progress bar correctly. Okay, here's another example. Remember the import tag we used in the previous lesson? Let's try adding an attribute to it. In the import tag, add type equals double quotes text save the file, and open it in the browser. Now try typing something into the import box. Good, it works. Then go back to the code and change the value of type to password. Okay, refresh the browser and type again. Notice that the text is now hidden and replaced with dots. This is because the attribute type of password tells the browser to treat this import as a password field. You don't want others to see your password when you are typing them, right? Cool. So now you know that even self-closing tags can have attributes. Okay, let's summarize what we've learned about attributes. First, take a look at this diagram I've drawn for you. Firstly, attributes can be added to both the opening tags of paired tags and self-closing tags. The format of an attribute is attribute name equals double quotes attribute value, which is called a key-value pair. Always remember to add a space before each attribute. Next, let me tell you something interesting. Among the many attributes, there are a few rare and peculiar ones. Why are they considered peculiar? Because they have no attribute name, only an attribute value. Let me introduce one to you. For example, in the import tag, if you write disabled and reload the browser, you'll find that the import box is present, but you cannot type in it. At this point, some of you might ask, how do I know what attributes each tag has? How should these attributes be written? Do I need to write the attribute name or just write value without name? Don't worry. In this session, we are just giving a simple introduction to tag attributes. In the upcoming lessons, we will recognize the tags into categories, such as which tags belong to layout tags and which belong to text tags. We will then go through and summarize the attributes associated with them. So don't rush. Just follow this course step by step, and you will easily master all these concepts. Alright, let's continue. The next thing I want to tell you is that you cannot write the same attribute multiple times. For example, in the import tag, if you add type equals text before type equals password, and then refresh the browser, you will find that when you type, the characters will be visible, even though you have the password attribute. The password attribute doesn't work because if there are duplicate attributes, the browser will only process the first occurrence. All subsequent duplicate attributes lose their effect. Additionally, whether it's the attribute name or the attribute value, they are case-insensitive. However, according to standards and best practices, it's recommended to write everything in lowercase. Finally, regarding the double quotes around attribute values, technically you could use single quotes instead of double quotes. Let's try changing the double quotes around password to single quotes. Reload the browser and type a few characters. It still works, right? Here's a secret. You can even omit the quotes entirely. Just write type equals password without any kind of quotes. So let's delete the quotes here. Save it and refresh the browser. Look, it still works. However, I'll tell you that according to W3C standards, it's still recommended to enclose attribute values in double quotes. This approach is more universal and easier to read. Alright, that's all for this session. I suggest you, after watching this video, then go through the notes I've summarized for you, and review the key points of this lesson. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.